Hey YouTube, I'm going to be making my fourth attempt at making a rum wash. Well, it's basically an alcohol that's really cheap to make. Instead of spending, probably cost me about $10 to make about 20 liters, or I think it's about 25 liters. And all I'm using is brown sugar. I tweaked it a bit. I used to use a liter of molasses, but it came out too dark and molassesy, whatever. Brown sugar, I'm using a bit less, but I'm also adding some white sugar in it. And what I do is once it's finished, takes about 10-15 days. Once it's finished, then I add in frozen pink lemonade. I have one of these frozen containers, and without water or anything, I just add that to every 4 liters of the rum wash that I get out. And okay, so far what I've done now is I filled up this giant bucket. I filled it up. I put in a bit of hot water to dilute the molasses and the brown sugar. After that, I will start adding in warmer or colder water to get it up to 100 degrees, around 100 degrees. I have my thermometer, and anyway, so I'm going to dilute this and I'll get right back to you. So we got our sugar, our water, and use warm water, molasses too, brown sugar, white sugar. I mix it up till there's no more sugar in the bottom and that it's all well diluted, and we'll finish off by topping it off with some warm water. And all we will have left to do is add yeast, put the cover on, and just let it work, let it do its magic. Anyways, I'm going to top this up. Sorry, it's because I have only 2 hands and I have to hold my phone to film this. Thank you. So what I do is I basically just add in about I don't know, normally it's about a teaspoon per liter. So I don't know, I add in about half this bottle. This costs like $5. So I mean that's like $3 of yeast. The brown sugar is about $2 or $3. The molasses another $2 or $3, and what else? I added in about $1 worth of sugar, white sugar. And sorry, my finger's in the way. I will show you my other batch that's finished. I have to take it out of the other pail. So I stuck in about 1/4 of the bottle. I haven't stirred it in, I just put it on top for now. Always make sure your water is not cold and not too hot, because you'll kill the yeast. And, yeah. Trying to see if it's going to activate. Give it a couple of minutes. So if your yeast is good, it should foam up. Like mine's starting now. Give it some time. It's only been like a minute. And eventually it sinks to the bottom. Anybody who's not sure what happens when you do this like this is the yeast is eating the sugar and it's pooping out alcohol. So within 10-15 days it'll stop bubbling and it'll become oh, you'll smell it, you'll smell the alcohol. Once it stops having air making CO2 and everything, and then you know it's ready. Then you got to rack it. All the dead yeast sinks to the bottom, so you siphon out from the top and put it into another jar, bottle, bucket, whatever, and throw away the last couple of inches or the last inch in the bottom of the bucket. You'll see it's almost like a sludge. Anyway, I have to rack my leftover in my other bucket. And people wondering, because I'm using baker's yeast, I have a lower alcohol content than if I would have been using yeast from a place that sells, people make wine, rum, whatever, beer. I find what I get out of it, I probably get about 10% to maybe a bit more than 10% alcohol. And I don't distill it. I turn it into more like a wine cooler, but not a wine cooler, but more an alcohol beverage that tastes like fruit or something like that. It won't be as dark because all the sugars will be eaten up. Molasses has a lot of sugar in it too. So anyway, I'll let it keep fizzing up or foaming up. Okay, so as you can see, it has fizzed up. The yeast is good. That's a brand new bottle. I used half the bottle. So you gotta close this up. And there's going to be gases coming out of here. Unless you have a bubbler, what you can do if you don't have one is just stick the cover on, but leave it a little bit loose so the gases can go out, but the bad stuff can't come in. And this is last month's batch that I have to finish racking. I've already filled up to 4 liters. And what I do is I just stick a hose in there and siphon it out into a bottle and put it in the fridge. As you can see, I'll show you the dead yeast at the bottom as soon as I get there. Okay, so this is going to take a long time because I got a very small hose. I siphoned it out and now it's leaking into there. There's tricks to make more alcohol out of your batch. Like if you wanted a stronger alcohol content, you can, as soon as those bottles are full, you can freeze distill it, which is just throwing it into the freezer, leaving it there until it's frozen. And then once it's frozen, flip it upside down the bottle and let the alcohol leak out. The water will freeze, but not the alcohol. You'll end up with a full bottle of clear ice. All the brown will have leaked out into the other bottle. And you're going to get even more stronger alcohol. And you can pass it through filters. Make sure that you have nothing. It'll come out super crystal clear too. It'll look just like rum, but it won't taste strong like rum. Anyway, I'm just sharing this because anybody who wants to save money, like I said, I can make one of those big things there for about about 10, maximum $15 for 30 liters of alcohol. And then you can buy your juices after, and per bottle, this is 8 liters, that bottle that I'm filling up. With 8 liters, you can add 2 frozen concentrate juice in it. I tried different kinds, but so far I like the pink lemonade. It's very refreshing. It's like adding a twist of lime or lemon into your beer or whatever you like. Anyway, I'm gonna let this fill up. It should take a while. Okay, so this is how I drink it. This is my finished product that I just added the pink lemonade to the rum wash. It doesn't taste like rum. The only reason why I don't make a sugar wash and I use the molasses and brown sugars, I find it gives it a taste of something that's good. Add a couple of blocks of ice, and you see it's beautiful color, very refreshing, and tastes good. My other one's still leaking super slowly, but I can see through it. Okay, my bottle doesn't give it justice, and I still have, I'm still up to here. It's going to take about an hour. Anyway. Okay, so I took out as much as I could, and this is what you're left with. Looks like a sludge of, you see all the debris at the bottom. If you try and pour it into your, instead of siphoning it, if you try to pour it into your bottle, you'll end up picking up that sludge and it goes into your bottle and leaves a residue at the bottom. So you got to siphon again out of this bottle into another bottle. I'm trying something here with 2 coffee filters, and there's another screen filter underneath that to see if the sludge will go through, but it looks like it is. It's foggy, it's not as clear as this one is. Jeez, it's hard to see with yucky bottle. But this one came out good because it didn't suck from the bottom. This one I dumped it in, you can see it's brown. It's always worth it to throw away the last inch or two. I mean, you're going to lose what, 10 cents? But at least your finished product will be better. So that is how I make cheap alcohol. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section, or I can give you other ideas on how to make other stuff like wine. You can just use Welch's grape juice, add some sugar, add some yeast, let it do its work, and you'll have a nice red wine. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you want to see, I tried other different recipes on my channel, and you can see also my freeze distilling and everything. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Any questions? Comment? Have a great day, everybody.